Hello everyone. Spring has officially sprung. It's that time of the year where you kind of reset, declutter your mind, take stock of your life choices. Thought I'd just talk through these books that I've been planning to read for quite a while. So the first book that I got is The Sea by Iris Murdoch. And the only reason I actually got this book is because I'm part of a quarterly alumni book club that's hosted by my alma mater. And they do like a quarterly pick, and this is the one that was chosen for the spring months. So I'm actually going into this quite blind. So far, all I know is that it has natural themes and that it's a very psychological novel with perhaps an unreliable narrator. So I'm really excited to actually get into this, and I'm already slightly behind on schedule because it took a while for this to get to me. Okay, so the next book that I have here is Henry James's The Portrait of a Lady. And I've been meaning to read this book for so freaking long. Henry James is one of those Victorian novelists that I just never really got into. Even though like when I studied literature at university, the Victorian period was among my favorite period to study, and I just really enjoy Victorian fiction and the conventions of the Victorian novel. So I don't know why I just resisted getting into Henry James for such a long time. I've actually read some of his non-fiction, like his essays. I think like Henry James is really interested in art and the picturesque. I think as far as I know, his writing has this almost exhaustive quality in the way that he describes things, and I think I get the sense from the description of this book as well that this is going to be quite almost like a life study sort of a novel. So I could be wrong on that, but I'm excited to get into it, and I'll let you know what I think. Now I want to talk about contemporary works that I've been really meaning to get to for a long time as well. First we have Brotherless Night by V.V. I'm gonna butcher this. Ganeshananthan. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm South Asian and I don't know how to pronounce that. I remember this book being on a lot of prize lists last year. Maybe it even won a few. I didn't actually keep up with a lot of things last year. The only thing I know about this is that it has to do with the internal politics of Sri Lanka, and it tells the story of the Tamil Tigers, and I believe this is a woman-centered book as well, if I remember correctly. So this should be really interesting because I think it deals with ideas of what constitutes terrorism and how states might place that label on forces of resistance. So this should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to finally getting to it and finding out about the hype. Okay, so sticking to the South Asian theme, I want to talk about these three books, and these vibrant covers are like gorgeous as well and really calling out my name for spring. Yeah, so these are three novels by the author Bapsi Sidhwa. We've got Ice Candy Man, which is about the partition of India, The Bride, and An American Brat. And I've just been wanting to read these novels for such a long time, partly because they're so famous in the subcontinent, and also because Bapsi Sidhwa is a very interesting literary figure because she's one of the few female writers who have written about that partition era, and she also exists in this really interesting liminal space because she was born before the partition of India, but then she was born in what is now modern day Pakistan. I always find it very interesting to see the perspectives of writers who sort of inhabited that liminal space during a certain time period, and how their thoughts are shaped by that. So I am really looking forward to getting into these and also updating you. The New Yorker called Ice Candy Man one of the finest responses made to the horror of the division of the subcontinent. So yeah, she's kind of an icon and a legend and a queen, and I just want to find out what she's all about. So next up, I also got Kazuo Ishiguro's Klara and the Sun. I've been slowly working my way through all of Ishiguro's novels. This is his latest, told from the perspective of the eponymous Klara, who is an artificial friend, so to speak, basically an artificial intelligence that is sold in the form of a toy. And yeah, I'm not gonna say too much about this because this was very hyped, and I think this is the first novel that Ishiguro released after he won the Nobel Prize. So this was hyped on Booktube like to no end. I remember that very clearly. So yeah, I just bought this because I just want to read everything that man has ever written. Okay, so finally I'm going to talk about this book, which I didn't get recently. I've actually had this book for years, and I'm just hoping that this spring, mark my words, will be the spring that I get through the complete text of Ulysses by James Joyce. As you can see, I've got a few tabs in already because I did attempt to get through this in my university days, but I never quite made it to the end. I'm hoping I'll dedicate a few weeks this spring, and I'm planning to document them as well and like kind of my process getting through this book. But yeah, one of the greatest modern classics. Not much needs to be said here. I will definitely do like a dedicated video on this, so I won't say too much right now, but yeah, I wanted to mention this as a kind of TBR book, so that I can't back out of reading it. So yeah, that's kind of my spring haul / TBR. Apologies for being away for the past 2 weeks. I've had some other stuff going on, but I do try my best to upload once a week as often as I can. So if you're one of those people who have been sticking around, I'm very grateful to you. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of any of these books, whether you've read any of them or are planning to read any of them. And yeah, I'll keep you all updated on my progress with these, and I will be back very soon.